Yeah, it's just Lee Wilbanks. What is the name of my watermark? Well, it's funny because later you asked me how I come to it, and I'd have to tell you I'm probably a little bit slow. I've been on the job for 4 years as the Riverkeeper for the Upper St. Lawrence, and I grew up in the South and had great opportunities to be on and around water, camping, swimming, canoeing, doing all sorts of stuff. But it's dawned on me, and maybe largely because of the Watermark Project, but it's dawned on me that being the Riverkeeper, being the voice for this river, is really what I would consider my watermark. It's an incredible privilege, not just to be the Riverkeeper for this river, but to associate not just with waterkeepers all over the world, but freshwater advocates and all sorts of organizations who are doing really hard work. And it's, like I said, I may have been slow, but this water moves me. But I've found wherever I go, being part of the freshwater movement with others, although their water bodies are nowhere near as significant, beautiful, or awesome as mine, I can appreciate it, and I think we're all sort. It's the group, the camaraderie, the movement we're part of is tremendous. We take responsibility from the headwaters at where it starts on Lake Ontario in Kingston and Cape Vincent to the dams and the major construction works at Cornwall, Ontario, and Messina, New York. When you say you're a river keeper at a border crossing, it sometimes causes them to stop and wonder what that means. So I get to explain what I do a lot. Save the River has been around for almost 40 years. We became a waterkeeper in 2004, but because the name of the organization is Save the River, that always gets an interesting response, and people wonder where it's gone. I went to school for my law degree and my master's and started in '81. And it was a really different time back then. It was much easier to cross the border. And so I would say it was probably sooner than that because law school was the kind of place you wanted to escape from frequently. And so I would go to Kingston and actually enjoyed the waterfront there. So it would probably be even sooner, maybe summer of '82, when I could get out of classes and get away from the grind. I would go and find myself in one of the provincial parks along the St. Lawrence River on the Canadian side. Watching the water and the boats and the people go by, it's the experience that connects us all, that the calming effect of being near a water body. So it may be advanced age, but that's sort of the memory I would have. For me, this is true. I love power boating, but sailing or going out with people who are fishing is great. I don't mind, being unoccupied on the water and watching other people do work, which I know for them fishing isn't, but for me it is. So if I could just sort of feel the boat rock a little bit back and forth in the breeze, I'm really happy. I could get on the water in a wash tub if that's all there was. How I got to be a river keeper is, for me, I think really fortunate because it wasn't an occupation I necessarily knew existed, and it wasn't a career path I could have picked out of the gazillion there were. But after a short period of gainful unemployment, when my boss lost his re-election bid, this came open, and I got to tell you, it's the greatest job ever. So it's not like I aimed for it and competed my way to get here. I fell into it, and it fits. And I don't think this is germane to the Watermark project, but I think one of the things, it's hard, as dealing with fresh water. There's a lot of near misses, not necessarily successes in what we do. We keep working at it. But getting Save the River to not just accept but own the Waterkeeper affiliation and really let me be the Riverkeeper very visibly and aggressively is, I think, one of my successes in the last 4 years. I think they appreciated it, but they didn't really, we hadn't really expanded into the role the way I hope we have now.